Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next YouTube video, and this is going to be my first Transformers toy action figure review. And I've mentioned Transformers in pretty much all of them, but I've never actually reviewed one. So as you can see, I'm behind the camera for this video, and I'm going to be doing my first Transformers review, and this video review is going to be a video review for Transformers Prime, Robots in Disguise, Bumblebee, as well as the repaint into Hotshot. So I'm going to be doing a dual review of these two because, as you can see, they are basically the same mold. They're basically the same toy, just different kind of paint job, plastic color, and they are different characters, as we'll find out. So we'll start off, just move the accessory away. I'll start with Bumblebee first, and as you can see, this is the Transformers Prime representation of Bumblebee in his vehicle mode. Kind of based off the movie in a way, because obviously he's not quite the Chevrolet Camaro, but pretty much the same thing. And it's actually, I really like this vehicle mode. It's like nice, compact, it doesn't. I'm not too big of a fan of the Chevrolet Camaro, but I like the different kind of design choices they've made in this one. It looks a lot better than that car, I think, and especially some of the older Bumblebee molds. As you can see, yellow plastic all over with some nice black kind of paint apps all over him, with the racing lines and stuff like that. The only big kind of problem would be kind of that you can sort of see here that this whole kind of roof bit is made out of transparent blue plastic, which means that this section here and this yellow around here is painted on, and you can sort of see that the yellow plastic doesn't quite match the yellow paint, but it's not that big of a bad thing really. For the most part it's fine, it rolls pretty well. The only issue would be that the rims of the wheels aren't painted. But for me, it's not that big of a problem on Bumblebee, since he's yellow and black. The black wheels kind of work for him. And you can see there's some engine detail there, and you can actually, if you want to, stick the two kind of weapons in there to store them in vehicle mode. Just make it have some weapons in vehicle mode. Headlights at the back aren't painted, nor is the kind of symbol. And yeah, that's pretty much Bumblebee. The Hotshot mold is a lot better in terms of the paint of this bit matching the plastic color, and it's got a kind of more tribal style paint job. I'll admit I like the kind of stripes better than tribal style, but I think overall I like the Hotshot vehicle mode better. And I think Hotshot does actually would actually be better if he had like the rims painted some color, maybe blue, maybe yellow or red to match these. That'll make it look a lot better. He does actually have painted headlights, so that's nice. And yeah, that's pretty much him. As you can see underneath, you can sort of see the legs, the torso, a bit of the head. Same with Bumblebee. That's what they look like underneath. Now, both of these guys come with basically these two weapons. They both come with two of these. I mainly just give Bumblebee two of his, and then I use these two weapons, which come with a different Transformer. I believe Reveal the Shield Fallback. These two guns come with. I just give them to Hotshot in robot mode. I'll show you. But yeah, that's pretty much it for vehicle mode. It's a nice vehicle mode. Hotshot as the remold, obviously Bumblebee came out first, has a lot more paint, and in my opinion looks better. But I don't mind the Bumblebee one. So I'll now show you the transformation with Bumblebee, because it'll probably show up better like how exactly it works on camera. So basically what you do is, sort of see here, you just kind of pull this section down, which is actually his arm, and you do the same on the other side. You just pull them down like that, which means you can then open up the doors. So you can see you just have it like that. Then what you can do is detach the windshield section from the kind of leg bit. You take the two legs apart, and then this is kind of where the first kind of proper, not just taking a car apart transformation happens. You kind of tilt this bit down along here, like that, and then just kind of level out the leg so it's kind of perpendicular with his leg. Then do the same on the other side. So just so he kind of stands up, kind of like that. And you can sort of see he looks a bit all over the place at this stage. But then you come to this back section here. You just kind of pull it out. You can see it's on the kind of double hinge here. You took that bit in there and just kind of get it out of the way as you tilt at this waist joint here to bring it kind of perpendicular, as you can see, with the whole body. You see it's starting to come together now. And then you get this really cool kind of automorph feature, as I'll try and show you this in the shot, which is basically that you pull the kind of these wheel sections here, both of them to the side, and a lot of stuff is going to happen. As you can probably see here, let me just detach these bits first. As you can see, look, you pull it apart and basically the head goes into position, the arms obviously come out, the shoulders come out, and this whole section kind of comes back in as his chest. So you can pretty much see what happened there. And here's another view that you see the head comes back like that, and then you just tuck the kind of back bit in so it's not as sticking out as much, and there you have Bumblebee in robot mode, just about in shot. But as you can see, he is actually really nice. He actually looks pretty cool with the kind of proportions, and that he has the big feet. He actually looks very much like the CG model from the show Transformers Prime. He's got the big feet, the big kind of chest, shoulders, door wings. The only, I suppose, issue with the Bumblebee would be that he has this kind of bit sticking up out the back of his head. But it doesn't look too bad when you just have him standing there. It only kind of really shows up when you show him from like an angle like that. It doesn't even look too bad from the back, but you can sort of see it. The only bad thing in the back is that you can really see that this whole piece is transparent plastic here as well, the doors. But in terms of articulation, he does have a ball jointed head. That's pretty nice. Because this bit kind of moves, you can also get a little bit more kind of movement out of it as well. The light piping doesn't quite work as well because of this bit in the way. It's kind of hard to get the light to kind of shine in there properly. Swivel shoulders, but I suppose that there is a little bit of an issue in that they're kind of at an angle. The joint kind of goes like that instead of straight, so it kind of tilts in. But it is, you can get 180 out of it. He has a swivel elbow as well as hinge elbow. And you can't really move his wrist that much, so you don't really need to with Bumblebee, since he's mainly kind of a boxing style and arm cannons guy. No waist joint because of the transformation, though they probably could have fit one in if they needed to. Hips are ball jointed with a swivel as well, so that's nice. The hinge knees are nice. You get just over 90 degrees, and you get a little bit of ankle kind of with the transformation. You can kind of go back and forward a bit, but he is kind of sculpted so he stands kind of in a nice kind of A stance, where his feet just aren't like this. They're kind of naturally just go like that, apart a bit. I'll just kind of cut for a moment to transform Hotshot and come back and show you what he's like. Okay, so I'm back now and I have Hotshot transformed. As you can see here, he has a new head, as you can sort of see, and it's very different because you can see that he has this kind of visor over his actual head. So and he does actually have the feature that you can lift it up, and it's hard to tell, but those silver things aren't actually his eyes. They're actually really hard to make out, and actually it was only yesterday that I realised that the silver bits weren't actually his eyes. They're actually a transparent blue just underneath them. They're his eyebrows, the silver bits. But it's a really nice head sculpt, and that's why I kind of like this figure so much, because it has that kind of gimmick in the head as well as some other stuff. And you can see, comparing him to Bumblebee, that he does have the little extra paint apps in robot mode. Like Bumblebee's just no paint here, but Hotshot has their red here. That Bumblebee doesn't have any paint here. Bumblebee has a little bit of silver on these bits, but Hotshot has this whole section painted, so it does make them look very different in robot mode, and they definitely do look like two different characters despite them being the same figure basically, apart from the head. Every other bit is the same, just molded in a different plastic with different paint. Now I'll bring in the accessories. Now, obviously they both come with these two things, as I mentioned. With Hotshot, the way they basically differentiate it is that he usually holds them in his hand, like kind of like a gun, like that, like either the two of them together or just kind of or just like one in each hand, like that, like guns. While Bumblebee, as you probably know from the show, kind of has these weapons kind of pop out of his arms, so he wears them like arm blasters. So that's a nice way that there are actually two ways on this toy to kind of hold them, and it does mean you get kind of different poses out of them. Like Bumblebee is probably like you'll pose them like that, holding them, while Hotshot, who I prefer to actually use these guns on him. These come from, as I said, Reveal the Shield Fallback, which is a toy from a while back. But these guns I just found really suited him because he looks cool, holding kind of two pistols in a way. So you know you get a cool kind of gunslinger pose, kind of with him holding them, and then him with the arm blasters. There's definitely a different kind of feel to both characters. Like that he's more of a using weapons in his hands type guy, and he's just more of a weapons pop out type of guy. And overall, I do like this mold a lot. The transformation is simple for the most part, but it has that really cool automorph transformation that's quite good. That works pretty well. Finishes up very nicely. The only issue again is the kind of little head flap at the back here. That's on both of them. But if I was to recommend one of them, it'd definitely be Hotshot as the one to get if you don't have any of them. Though I suppose if you're more of a fan of the show, the Bumblebee would be probably the one to get if you wanted that. So there they are, and I will be doing more Transformers reviews, so I'll actually let you guys choose the next one. So I'm just going to put up two figures, and basically someone comment in the comments below about which one they want. Basically the first person to comment either Transformers Prime Optimus Prime or Transformers Prime Bulkhead, whichever one of these guys you want, I'll review. So just choose in the comments below which one you want. Thanks for watching this review, and bye.